Hi, I'm Joseph. I'm actually doing this course from Bangalore in India. Uh, Today we're going to be talking about the three different types of effects that we primarily use in our music production. They essentially help us manipulate the three different aspects of sound. The first one is really the dynamic effects. They really work with the amplitude of the sound. And as an example, that could be the compressors, the limiters, the expanders, and the gates. And they basically help us in controlling the amplitude. And that's your dynamic effects. The second category of effects is really the delay effects. And they affect the propagation of sound. So they help us creating a sense of space, a three-dimensional characteristic of the sound. And so you give the listener an idea of how far or how close the sound is emanating from. And so if you, for example, wanted to give an idea of a large room or a small room in which the sound is recorded, you'll use an effects like a reverb or a delay just to give them an idea of that, you know, the how far the sound is coming from or how close it is. And essentially these are like the reverbs, the delays, the phasers, the flanges, and the choruses are examples of delay effects uh, controlling the propagation of sound. Um, the third category is really the filter effects, and they control the timbre of the sound. Uh, you would have heard things like equalization, so graphic equalization or parametric equalization, or high band, um, high pass filter, or low pass filter, or band filter, so that you can basically isolate certain types of frequencies and process the signal that way. This comes in handy when you really need to apply and create a certain timbre of the sound. So all these three effects have a different, uh, you know, sort of effect on the sound that you're trying to mix, and they can be really used effectively to produce a great sounding mix at the end. The other aspect is that how you use these effects in your mix is important. So if you have a lot of tracks in your digital audio workstation, and you really can group them and create a submix for those tracks and apply a plugin or a type of effect on that submix, it just really helps the processing of those mixes. And your system doesn't really have to work all that hard to really provide you with the kind of desired effect that you need. The other thing is that if you're using you know different types of tracks, different audio tracks in your DAW, and you want to use the same effect on all those tracks, you could use a send and return kind of mechanism in your digital audio workstation to again help processing and apply a single effect in a send return manner to all those different tracks. So these are some good effective ways of using these you know the the filters and the effects as plugins in your digital audio workstation, and make things really effective.